Have you ever wondered how to pay your employees without relying on QuickBooks payroll services? It might seem daunting, but it's entirely possible to manage employee payments manually while still keeping your accounting streamlined. In this video, we'll explore how you can effectively pay your employees in QuickBooks without a payroll subscription, ensuring that you stay compliant with tax regulations and maintain accurate records. Before we dive into the details, if you're interested in trying out QuickBooks for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description below for a 7-day free trial along with 15% off your subscription. Now let's get started. What is manual payroll? Manual payroll means handling employee payments without the automated features provided by QuickBooks Payroll subscription. This approach requires you to calculate wages, withhold taxes, and file necessary forms on your own. While this method can be more labor-intensive, it offers flexibility and can save costs for small businesses or those with fewer employees. Why choose manual payroll? Cost savings. Avoid monthly payroll service fees. Control. Manage your payroll process directly. Flexibility. Adapt payment schedules as needed without being tied to subscription services. Step 1. Configure your company file. To begin using manual payroll, you need to adjust your company settings in QuickBooks. Open QuickBooks and navigate to the Employee menu. Select Payroll Setup. Click on the option that says Set My Company File to use manual calculations. This will set your tax withholding items to 0 for new paychecks, meaning you will need to calculate them manually moving forward. Step 2. Gather necessary information. Before processing payroll, ensure you have access to the current IRS Employer's Tax Guide, state-specific withholding tax tables, employee wage information, and any deductions applicable. Step 3. Calculate employee pay. When calculating paychecks manually, determine the gross pay based on hours worked or salary agreements. Calculate federal and state tax withholdings using the IRS tables and state guidelines. Account for any additional deductions like health insurance or retirement contributions. Step 4. Enter payroll data into QuickBooks. After calculating the necessary amounts, go back to QuickBooks and enter the payroll items on each paycheck. Record each withholding amount where it appears as $0 on the pay stub template in QuickBooks. Step 5. File taxes and forms. You are responsible for filing taxes at different intervals, monthly, quarterly, annually, depending on your business size and withholding amounts. Make sure to keep track of these deadlines to avoid penalties. Paying employees without direct deposit. If you prefer not to use direct deposit, there are alternative methods. Writing checks. You can write physical checks for employee salaries and record these transactions in QuickBooks as expenses. Bill Pay feature. Use QuickBooks Bill Pay functionality to create a bill for each employee's payment, which allows you to track payments effectively. Step 6. Create journal entries. If you opt for manual checks or bill payments, after paying employees outside of QuickBooks, create a journal entry in the system. Use data from your payroll report to ensure accuracy in your entries. Handling tax forms. Even when using manual payroll, it's essential that you generate necessary tax forms like W-2s and 941s correctly. If your payroll subscription is active during the year, QuickBooks will generate these forms automatically. If not, you'll need to prepare them manually using the data you've tracked throughout the year. Tips for success with manual payroll. Stay organized. Keep meticulous records of all calculations and payments made. Use checklists. Develop checklists for filing deadlines and required forms to ensure compliance. Regular updates. Stay informed about changes in tax laws that may affect employee withholdings. Paying employees in QuickBooks without a payroll subscription is entirely feasible with careful planning and diligence. By following these steps, setting up your company file for manual calculations, accurately calculating wages and taxes, entering data into QuickBooks, and filing necessary forms, you can manage payroll efficiently without incurring additional costs. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.